I'm Lauren Kelly.
And I'm Chelsea Beers, and you are listening to...
It's ApPARENT. Because for some people, it's just not obvious.
A weekly podcast where we discuss and laugh about parenting, all the joys and sorrows, and all the special parts of us that died as individuals. While drinking booze.
Cheers! Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys.
I feel like every show I say, we've missed you. Welcome back. How are you?
Right.
This week, though, even though I technically just said that, I prefer to say, what's up?
Oh, man. Taking it back, huh?
What is that from?
It was a commercial, like in the early 2000s.
For what?
I have no idea.
It wasn't important.
No, because it was a commercial where all they said was, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? What's up? Like, that's all they did. But I have no idea what the product was. I think it was a soda.
It had to have been a beverage. I mean, why you wouldn't say what's up without a beverage? I feel like that's why I feel like I had to say it today.
Oh, because we're drinking weird drinks.
Well,
so we have a weird concoction. You know, I mean, we drink in every show.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
And I was a bartender for a really long time, so you'd think that I'd have this mixology down.
I was a bartender too. I wasn't a very good one. I worked at a bar where there was karaoke though, and that's the reason
You drank all the goods? And then sang about it?
I worked there to sing karaoke. The bartending was just an added bonus. That's true. And I would sing while bartending, which would get me like tips like crazy.
For sure.
Oh, and it was in New York, so I would do like Broadway stuff. So I'm singing Rent while I'm pouring drinks, and people are like, "Wow, she's so cool. Here's dollars." It's like, yeah, winning. So yes, but today we're drinking. So we have a San Pellegrino blood orange sparkling water beverage, right?
Yeah, which is pretty much, it's a pop. It's an orange flavored pop, but it's, you know, the really expensive one. It's not like Crush or Fanta.
No.
Fanta. It tastes really good.
It is blood orange San Pellegrino soda.
But that's non-alcoholic, so we had to mix it with something.
And I found Captain Morgan's rum in her freezer.
Yep. So that's what we're doing.
So we don't recommend it.
I mean, it's not
Good.
good, but it's not horrible. Like, I've put worse things in my mouth, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, now you know what the topic is for today.
I mean, the point is that we took two things.
Yeah.
We used our amazing brains and came up with a really, a way to combine so that we didn't feel guilty about just drinking straight rum. Because that's really the only reason I have a mixer. I'm like a straight Jack girl normally.
Right.
So I could have probably hustled down just regular.
Right. I do whiskey by itself. People ask me, what do you want in it? Or what do you want with it? And I said, a glass.
Yeah.
And maybe an ice cube. But,
Yeah, neat.
Yeah.
I do neat with a water back.
Oh.
So the water's on the side, you know.
I understand what that means.
I don't know, because you didn't say you were super into bartending. I just wanted to be
but I'm
sure.
not an idiot. I understand.
I feel like it would have been better if I sang it to you. You would have understood.
I mean, definitely.
Anyway, I don't know what you guys drink when you listen to our show, or if you do at all.
You should.
You should. You definitely should. I think we're funnier when we drink too. Like, not for us, but when people listen to us, we're probably funnier if they're drinking.
Oh yeah, if everyone's drunk, then we're pretty good.
Well, you know,
it's like that in comedy clubs. That's why there's a 2-drink minimum.
Right.
Not only because the club needs to make money, but I mean, let's all be honest. It's funnier when you've got a little bit of buzz on.
Well, yeah. You know that movie Office Space?
I very well do.
So,
yes.
okay, the first time I watched that movie, I hated it because
What?
I was sober. The second time I watched that movie, I was toasty and I could not stop laughing. Same with Anchorman.
Those are both brilliant films. I love them.
Oh man,
I love them. So here's let's get into it. Let's start the episode. Hi guys, welcome. So I have last week you talked about a semi-serious subject, you know, regarding communication and exes and stuff like that. And so this week I'd like to take the reins and bring up a serious subject.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I've seen this side of you.
I know. It's rare. And
Let's talk about it.
It won't be long. Trust me. But my concern is that your communication with your spouse or partner changes when you have a kid. And
communication or connection?
Oh, did I say communication?
You said communication.
No.
But
no, I want like connection. Like your relationship takes a different dynamic.
For sure.
When you become parents. And I think it's hard for a lot of people to grasp kind of, you know, where they fit in with each other, because for so long it was just the two of you and your whole priority was them and their whole priority was you. Now you have this being where this being is the top priority for both of you. So where do you each fit into each other's kind of scope of things, you know?
Right. Or how do you keep that, like, the spark, the fizzle,
right,
whatever that is, you know? Intimacy even. I mean,
right.
That's something that for sure, I've never had a baby. And I've heard a lot of my girlfriends talk about this, and guy friends, about having newborns and struggling with date nights and, you know, connecting on that intimate level. Mm-hmm. I did that as well. It was different for me in the sense that I felt a lot of pressure to make the boys feel comfortable. Mm-hmm. So when they were here with us, which in the beginning was 50-50, mm-hmm. those weeks, it was straight and narrow. I mean, Danilo and I were not very physical. We'd kiss here and there, and goof around a lot, but we never, like, were intimate, and it kind of took the back burner.
Right.
But then we'd spend the week together trying to find it again.
Right.
Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, you know, babies especially are so demanding, mm-hmm. you know, and they just require so much of your time, and you're exhausted. You really are exhausted. But you can use the excuse, I'm tired, or, you know, I'm exhausted to an extent. And then I feel after that, you just have to push through and make time for your spouse or your domestic partner, or, you know what I mean? You have to push through and show them a little bit extra so that they know that they're still a priority in your life.
Do you think that it takes over? I mean, clearly the time is an issue because you have this other person that you're responsible for.
Right.
But do you ever sense that, like, even the attraction is kind of dissipated a little bit?
Yeah, well,
because I feel like that can happen for men a lot. I feel like it can happen for women as well.
I think it definitely can happen, and a big part of that is that women's self-image changes when they have a baby. You know,
because you start looking at yourself as a machine more so than a.
I mean, my self-image of myself has definitely altered just because my body physically looks so different than it did right. before I had a baby. But also, you know, my body is doing different things now. You right. know, I'm providing nutrition for
right. Your titties aren't just big titties.
I mean,
well,
they are. They just happen to have stuff in them, But, you know, and my stomach, the muscles in my stomach are shot, you know, and I'm trying to get that back. And sometimes it just feels like I'm like a hamster wheel, you know, like I feel like I'm trying to get it back and trying to get it back. But then I sometimes don't know if I'll ever get back to the physical, you know, being that I was before.
And isn't that okay?
I mean, I think it is okay. But sometimes because you have that outlook on yourself, sometimes you
project that
mm-hmm. to your spouse, and you know, think, oh, well, they must think the same thing about me,
and they may not,
and they don't. You know, right. Josh still finds me 100% attractive. He actually said, you know, I think your hips are actually bigger since birth, and I'm loving it. And I'm like, well, that's great.
Thanks.
Thank God.
Well, at least he's vocal about
it,
my
ass
too.
Isn't going anywhere. Let's all be honest.
There was something on online a while back that I read about this woman who did a sexy photo shoot for her husband mm-hmm. for their anniversary or whatever.
Yeah.
And she had the photographer Photoshop out all of the stretch marks and the cellulite and all this. And he responded to her gift by writing a letter to the photographer. And didn't bash the photographer, but kind of said, why would you allow my wife to do that?
Wow.
I love her her, cellulite. That is every fun time we've had together. Her stretch marks, every time I look at them, I think about the 2 children that we've made together and that she birthed. And, this is who my wife is now. And I understand. And so, of course, the photographer responded back to him and said it was something that your wife wanted.
Right.
And maybe what has happened is you're telling me all these things and it looks beautiful in a letter, but do you tell her?
Oh, wow.
And he, his mind was blown because he shared these two letters and then responded with, if I can offer any advice, is to, kind of like you were saying a little bit ago, is to reach out to your partner and let them know that they still are attractive and they're still important and you still want to date them and you still want to, have sex with them and you still want that stuff. And that they do, with what Josh did to you is really great because then now, okay, yeah, my body's changed, but if he likes it,
and he does that,
then it's a win.
He makes a definite effort to let me know that he thinks that I'm beautiful, that the way that my body is, to embrace it, and he loves when my bra's off at the end of the night and my boobs are just hanging out on my lap and he's like, that's the beautiful side of you. I'm like, well, give me a beer can if you need it crushed, And so it's just, that to me feels really, really good. And it really helps just kind of build back up my self-esteem.
Yeah.
And because you lose a little bit of that, it's not gone at all. And I still feel very confident, but there are certain aspects of me physically that I'm, just a little bit shy of.
Yeah.
So,
well, and you got to we're always our own worst critics, right?
Right.
I mean, I could say the same thing where, my body's changed not because of a child, so I guess not as swiftly maybe, but it's changed just by getting older.
Right.
And so
yeah, you hit mid-30s and you're heading towards 40. It's
seriously.
Yo, I could lose these 10 pounds so easily in my 20s, I skip a dinner and I'm down 4 or 5 pounds and I'm like, oh, this is great.
No, now I'm thinking about hiding all the forks and everything in the house.
Right.
And cutting off my hands to help me stop eating.
Okay. Well, that's half a pound. So
that's right. I know if I'm going to cut something off, it might as well be something significant, like my tits or something, or my butt, or at least take a chunk out of it. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Well, I think it's really important to keep that connection because you know what? If you don't long term, there is a very high risk of being resentful towards your partner or your children.
It's true. And it is, talking to mommy friends of mine and stuff and, play dates and stuff that we have. It's so important. They say every single day is a new challenge, and you making this marriage and this partnership work every single day takes, effort and constant, a willingness from both parties. It's true.
You just hit it. Both parties.
Because
that's something else that, I've struggled with on occasion where I feel like one of us is giving more than the other at any given point, which, sounds good too in hindsight. Okay, one person's got to pick the other person up when they're too tired or too weak or working too hard or whatever. But when that's a constant routine, that'll wear on you too.
Right.
So it's really got to be, how do you get back to that simpleness of the way it was in the beginning?
Right.
Because it was so simple to stay up all night. And it was so simple to go out and drink. And it was so simple to just laugh.
Seems so simple, like I said in the last episode about communication. In theory, having good communication sounds very, very easy to achieve. You just be honest and you open and tell people, it sounds very easy to me. Mm-hmm. And it's a very easy concept. And I feel like the same thing is like that for building up your relationship after something starts to slide or, detour. And I don't know. It sounds very, very simple, just make them feel important, show the amount of grace and love and understanding that you want to receive. It sounds so, so, so simple.
It's harder than hell.
Why is it that the simple concepts are the ones that are so difficult to achieve? It's crazy to me.
I think they get jaded by all the other stuff, And for someone like me, it's very hard. I say I work on my bounce back because, and I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing or if it's just a Lauren thing, but when you do something wrong over and over and over and over and over again, I know exactly what day, what time,
right,
what way the wind was blowing, what you were wearing,
right,
what we had for dinner that day, and I will remember to bring it up every time you do it again.
Right.
So I've been working on my, what I call bounce back, which is, Lauren, put duct tape over your mouth and don't bring it up this time, because I figured out that what this is doing is it's making him feel like he can't do anything right.
Right.
And I wouldn't be with him if he didn't do anything right.
Of course.
I mean, come on.
Of course. So and that's a very and that's a very constructive one thing. This is what I'm trying to better now. And mine right now is, it's so easy for me to get angry and hold on to that anger, because I can hold on to anger for the rest of until the day that I die. Oh. I can hold on to it forever. I can hold on. And my biggest challenge now is learning how to leave the situation,
shake it out,
and not hold on to it, and come back with it gone, and actually moving forward. Because it's so easy for me to hold on, and then bring up the past and point fingers and bring up the past, and it's not getting us anywhere.
Right.
And I feel like it's not a constructive thing to do. And that's one thing that I'm doing for myself, is like, you need to let it go, get to a place, take 20 minutes, go take a drive, go take a walk, let it go, calm down, come back, move forward, and then don't ever bring it up again. Once it's squashed, it needs to be squashed.
Yeah.
And that's something that him and I are trying to put into effect now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there's perks to remembering everything. Like, I've got 4 people's schedules down and out. I know exactly when somebody's got to go here and do this and do that. So I can't eliminate that altogether. I just have to use it in a more positive way, is what you're saying.
Of course.
Okay, well.
And us being actresses, we have memories. If we're in an argument, I remember every single word and every single connotation that you used.
Me too.
And I will use it back to you word for word, and I will turn it around so perfectly.
Well, and then they're like, well, I didn't mean that. No, but that's literally what you said.
It's literally. Literally.
Hold on, let me rewind it. Right. And it comes out exactly the same.
Right. Then, yeah, I do the same thing.
Okay, well, good. That makes me feel really nice, because I felt sometimes like I'm super alone with that.
No.
So
absolutely
good.
Not. Yeah.
So then that's another thing that our significant others have in common. Both of them probably have moments where they feel completely worthless. Like
I know.
They do everything wrong.
They're very, very similar. Our 2 guys are very, very similar, and they need to hang out more.
Well, here's how we see if they are listening to our show. For you both.
Yes, Josh and Danilo.
I would like to say,
we love you.
We love you. And you are not perfect, but you are perfect for us.
That is excellent. That's very, very true.
And even though I hate that you do certain things, that's what I'm here for.
Right.
So
because I want to get to a point where I mean, we were definitely there. We're trying to get it back now. Is I want him to know that I make him better and he makes me better, and we complement each other and help each other rise up above all the bullshit that's going on in our lives at that moment. Yeah. That's what I want.
But let me say this. If Danilo does not listen to this, I will never forget it. Ever. I will be bringing that up, because I already caught him not listening. I think he's only listened to like 2 episodes.
Okay. And since you remember everything, you're going to remember him not listening to this episode.
I'm going to be like, number 8. Did you hear?
And the gross drink that we're drinking.
Yeah, which is actually his rum. So I've got
thank
2 reasons.
Thank you, Danilo.
I got 2 reasons to say thank you.
That's amazing.
And I've got 2 reasons to figure out if he's listening.
He might listen once he looks for his Captain Morgan's.
Maybe. But you know what? Sometimes they just drive me to drink. Let me be very honest about something else.
That's what this podcast is a reason to drink.
Why do boys smell so bad?
See, now you're kind of freaking me out.
Every day.
My kid is
all
2 weeks
day
from being 1. 2 weeks.
Yeah, but he only smells if he has poop.
That's what I'm saying. Is that these podcasts are great for me because they give me a break away from my life, but B, give me a reason to drink. But the other thing is that this podcast terrifies me because of what you talk about, what my future will be all the time.
I know. I'm so sorry, but you know what? I was thrown into this brand new. I used to be able to wash my towels and they would stay good smelling. Now every single towel in my house smells like rotten feet. Doesn't matter if I wash it with vinegar. Doesn't matter if I wash it with baking soda. Doesn't matter that I finally have them all 3 of my boys in the habit of hanging their towel.
Oh my God. Why is that such a difficult concept?
I don't know. It took a very long time for them to get there.
I don't understand it.
Nope, I don't
You throw it somewhere, guess what?
Yep.
Guess what?
I know.
It's disgusting. You know what you need to do? Is you need to get your favorite color towel, and that is, like, you buy 3 or 4 of those, and those are your towels.
Yeah, I know.
They are not allowed to use the orange towels because those are Lauren's.
Right. It's just, but it's everywhere. I mean, I've got this candle in my house that I burn because my house literally smells. I come home from work, and it's like, it just bombards my nose. It, like, literally singes whatever light nose hair I do have inside my nose.
Well.
And it's so aggressive, and
is it like a stale smell?
It's a fried fish in the middle of the summertime sitting in toilet water that's been there for 4 days covered with stale milk.
That's it?
It's bad, man. It's bad. And it's a mixture of multiple things. You know, you can tell someone has smelly feet. Okay, the feet smell. Go wash your feet. You know, oh, someone has a moldy towel. Okay, it's the moldy towel. That smells. It's everything. The both boys hitting puberty at the same time.
They both do sports, right?
Sports bags.
So the
lack of deodorant using.
Okay, I think that's a total puberty thing. Like when you're hitting puberty, like there's this whole kind of rebellion from like showering and deodorant, and you know what I mean? Like
I only have one of the boys who doesn't shower. The other one is very hygienic, but he still smells. There's still a smell about him. And maybe that's it. They take off the socks, they throw in the laundry basket. I don't know. I just want to smell good again. And I want my house to smell good again. Like I washed a pair of pants with their wash the other day, and I put them on this morning, and the pants smelled even though they were washed. So I had to take
pants.
My pants smelled.
Because you washed them with their stuff.
Right. And it's like, what? We got detergent, and maybe they don't use the detergent when they do their. I don't know. A friend of mine told me this when I first got married. She told me about the towel thing, and she said, your towels are gonna smell. Watch. And I said, no, wait, how? As long as everyone hangs it up. No kidding. They smell. And you know what else? I feel like I'm the only one that can smell it. They walk in, and I'm like, do you smell it in here? It smells awful. Nope, it smells fine. I'm like, how?
Well, that's, I mean, you know when someone like has bad breath, you know, like have you ever been on a date with someone who has bad breath, but they're like also one of those close talkers, you know,
yeah,
and
always,
it's like
always close talkers.
Right, and it's like, are you serious? You know, and then they order like, I'd like garlic.
Yeah,
I'd like garlic noodles, but hold the noodle. You know what I mean? It's like
hold the noodle.
It's like, what are you doing? You stink.
Yeah.
But they don't smell it.
They don't.
You know, and there's a lot of things like that, you know, where people are like, you know, they have no idea what they are emitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, and they're going to be, your boys are going to be totally oblivious to that, you know, because they're coming into their own, you know, their body odor's changing, so they don't know what that is yet. And I mean,
but they smell some of their friends are like, oh, so-and-so smells. I'm like, have you smelled yourself lately?
Right. But it's going to
smell.
And I was talking with Josh about this the other day, is that when your peers tell you that shit,
you hear it.
It sticks so much more. Like if they went to PE one day and their friends were like, dude, are you kidding me? You need to change your underwear, you need to take a shower, and you need to start shaving your back. I swear to God, every single day before they go to class, it would all happen. Because it takes their peers, because we don't know anything as parents.
Then I'm just going to hire one of their damn friends to come to my house and sit here and point shit out to them.
Okay.
If that's what it takes, look, you can't technically work till you're 15 anyway. I could probably find a kid who needs extra cash. I mean, just to sit there and go, of course. Yo, kids.
Of course. You
get
definitely
your stuff
could.
done.
You definitely could.
Or maybe they Instagram about it or Snapchats it or whatever.
Right. Whatever those applications are that those little whippersnappers are using these days on their little worldwide telephones.
And I feel like that's another one too. I feel like that would be a good thing to add. If you're like a smelly person, all of your Facebook filters should have like a smell with them or whatever, like little fumes coming off.
Like
of
the
them.
pig pen in
Peanuts? Like the little dust.
Right.
And then you're like, oh yeah, cool person, but they smell, so can't be friends with you.
Right.
Unlike
Oh.
Unfollow.
Right. There's not
unfriend.
There's not a dislike button.
No, well, there isn't a shower button either, is my point.
Okay.
Or maybe I just create a shower button.
There you go. Mark Zuckerberg, we're coming. We're creating a shower button.
Seriously. We could call it App Fully Clean.
Don't hurt yourself. Man. Oh, man.
Now, you'd for sure need a waterproof phone for that app.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Plus, it doesn't matter anyway. Even if it was an app, my kids probably wouldn't use it. It's always prompted, Yeah. Yo, man, you're right. Go take care of that.
I'm telling you. And it means so much more when it comes from their peers. Because those are the people that they want to impress. They don't want to impress you. They don't have to impress you.
No, they shouldn't want to. They should have common courtesy. The fact that we live underneath the same roof, though. Well, they want to watch me vomit every day.
If you figure out how to instill common courtesy into 14 and 16-year-olds, you will, change the world.
Well, they shower before they see my parents.
Okay.
So that's okay. So I guess that's common decency.
There's one check off the list. Perfect. Great. You just need your parents to come over daily.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or
maybe I should have them just continue to be offensive and actually let myself vomit. Then I could lose weight too.
See, there's full circle.
And then the vomit could actually be offensive to their nose, perhaps. And then maybe...
And then they would start lighting candles. Lauren, do you smell it in here? No, I don't at all.
You mean there's chunks in the corner?
Right, what's that?
I used your sock to clean it up. That's strange, right? That's strange.
And your sock smells better, so that's weird.
And I didn't hang it up. I bunched it up in the corner. Right. Oh, and I put it back in your room, so...
Good luck finding it!
No, really, I love them, smelly and all. Can I just share a really fun thing that happened this weekend?
Well, I can't say no.
That's right, because I'm in charge. I got to see my youngest really succeed at something this weekend, and I got to tell you, as stressful as these guys can be sometimes and how our life has been, these moments are the moments that make it all worth it. Mm-hmm. Incredibly long story short, he plays baseball, and he's a pitcher. He's a lefty, but he's pretty new to baseball. This is his third season playing. The last 2 seasons he's played, he hasn't pitched because his wonderful/awful coach will not allow him to pitch.
Right.
So in the middle of the game on Saturday, they were losing, and the coach comes out of the, pit, or what do they call it? The hut? What do they call where they all sit in baseball? The dugout.
Dugout.
And he says, I don't have any more pitchers. I'm out of pitchers. No one can pitch. And I guess he says it loud enough so everybody can hear it. All the parents, all the other coaches, and the umps. So he puts this other kid in there who's never, ever pitched. And he just keeps walking people. One after another after another. We're talking like 8 guys walked. 8. And you could see him. It was really wearing on him. So then he goes up to grab the ball from him finally, after humiliating him, honestly, because why would you do that to any kid? Put him in a situation where they're just floundering and watch him sink. Why he's not a good coach, in my opinion. But then he calls for Stanovich to come out. So he comes out. That's my kid. And he made me so proud, and I know he made himself so proud. He went out there, and without practicing pitching this season, without being ever asked to do it, and not doing it for a couple of years, he got his first throw, strike. His second throw, strike. Everybody in the stands is like, good pitch, good pitch. More so than that, the morale of the whole entire game shifted. They still ended up losing, but Cameron was the one who picked it up. And one of the things that made me super excited and teary-eyed is watching his face. Both umpires went up to him and told him how great he is, how he's got a natural gift, and he's got to watch this and this and this. One of the umpires gave him a note, and he adjusted and put it into play right then and there. And I thought, you know what? Shower or no shower, these are the moments. Right. He won that day. That day was spectacular, and you could see it on his face. His whole body was beaming. And it just makes every stressful circumstance, it shows you how much positive energy can radiate. Right. Because every negative circumstance that happened before that moment disappeared.
Right.
And it was just that. And even his older brother was, well, there's the new picture. You know, everybody was on board. And, you know, it was just wonderful.
That's so cool.
So as much as you may be terrified or worried about your future, you are going to have so many amazing moments.
Right.
Like that make everything so worth it.
Right.
Because I'm still on cloud 9. You know what I mean?
But your towels still smell. So
yeah.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
I just had to. You were really high, so I just had to bring you down.
Yeah,
a notch.
it's fine. You know, whatever. I smell a little bit. You still hang out with me.
I do. I haven't showered today. Actually.
Oh well, so that's
so
it.
we're
so
there.
You're pig pen.
Maybe it's me that. Maybe
it's
the
you.
smell only happens when I'm.
I do light the candle before you get here. I never thought about it. Next week I won't, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, I can't wait.
So don't switch it up. Don't go shower on me now.
You can't tell me what to do.
We already established the fact that I'm in charge.
Okay.
So yes, I can.
All right.
You don't have to listen.
That's very true.
Because my kids don't.
Okay.
Oh, Chelsea. This was a good show.
It was.
Not good drinks, though. Let's not do this again.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the Captain Morgan's gone, so, you know.
It was a small bottle.
It was a small one. Oh, right. It does make me sound like we drink.
Well, especially with the way I drink. They all know I don't really put much mixers in.
Right.
Heck,
that's true. The mimosas.
The last 2 episodes we did the mimosas. We still have orange juice left.
Oh, right. Which is surprising in your house.
I know. It's crazy.
Right.
They don't drink. They don't drink or eat anything that needs to be.
Exactly.
It's only stuff that you want.
Right.
Like if they were allowed to have the champagne, they would drink the champagne.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
All right, guys.
Episode 8.
Thanks for being around and enjoying it with us.
Thanks, guys. We love you.
See ya next week. All right, you guys, thanks so much for listening. Please take a moment and review our show. We are on iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, and a bunch of other podcast mediums. We'd love to hear your feedback.
You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Gmail at It's Apparent Pod on all 3 of those platforms.
And you can follow us separately. I'm at LaurenVW69 on Twitter and Lauren Kelly Facebook and YouTube.
And you can find me, Chelsea Bierce, that's Bearce. You can follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, and on YouTube and find a bunch of sketch comedies and parodies that I do there. Until we meet again, thank you so much for joining us, you guys. Keep smiling.
Make it count. We out.
Bye.